Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm still going through the discovery. First of all, I want to apologize for that live the other day. For those of you that were there, I'm so sorry. I didn't feel good. Stupid me fell asleep in the sun and didn't put sunscreen on and got basically second-degree burns. And I peeled off the skin and it got infected and went into my blood. So I had to get some antibiotics. Had to go to the hospital and get antibiotics. It was like right before he pushed, go live. I felt the fever coming on and my face just got so hot and I just started sweating and it's like, I can't do this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this, So good thing. I mean, I wasn't really in any condition to do a live that night. So, but hopefully we will get to one soon. I'm sorry. I know you guys have been wanting us to do one and it's just things come up. It's hard to find time. We're trying to get the setup right because I know a lot of you couldn't hear that day. And the thing is there's really nothing wrong with the mic. It's there's just other issues with his phone and how we have to record it. So I just want to apologize for that. So hopefully we'll be able to figure out something. So this video, I am just going to go through some things in the discovery. I'm just going through it again because I actually requested another discovery. I requested the files from Weld County again. Plus, since the new files came out too, so I wanted to get my own copy of those and just get the new. I don't even know if there's anything new added to the discovery, but if there is, then I wanted to have it, so I wanted to be able to go through it and see if there's anything I catch. Now, this stuff that I found so far is in the old discovery. I haven't found anything new yet. Yeah, so I just wanted to share it because I know, some of you guys don't have time to sit there and read through the discovery on your own. So here you could just put your headphones in and listen. So I'm just trying to pick out some interesting stuff, I guess. Let's see. So first of all, I am going to this I kind of found kind of weird. This one, I don't know. Tell me if you guys know what this is about. Okay, on August 18th, 2018, at approximately 15:30 hours, I was advised by Detective Baumhover to respond to the McKee Medical Center in Loveland to retrieve an item of evidence regarding this case. I later arrived on scene and was handed a silver canister with the word Celeste written on it. I then returned to the Frederick Police Department and handed it to Detective Baumhover. Nothing further at this time. So I don't know. Maybe, have you guys heard about this? It was, they're putting it as a piece of evidence. It was a silver canister with the word Celeste written on it. Why would that be an evidence? And he picked it up from the McKee Medical Center. I don't know. Am I missing something here? I'm not sure. So let me know what you guys think of that. And then also when, so this is another thing. So on August 18th, 2018, at approximately 1100 hours, I contacted Christopher Rusk via phone. I received a tip that Rusk had personally known both Shanann and Chris and may have information regarding the case. I spoke with Rusk, who identified himself as the service manager for Longmont Ford dealership located at 235 Alpine Street, Longmont. Rusk informed me that Chris had previously worked at the dealership and was friends with him. Rusk was friends with him. After Russ had heard that Shanann and children went missing, he reached out to Chris via phone, and Russ stated that the only thing that Chris said to him was that I shouldn't have talked to the media. So that, I don't know, I found that kind of weird. Like, he said that's the only thing he said to him. So, yeah, well, obviously he shouldn't have, because, I mean, that was not a good idea for him to talk to the media, because that was like, I feel like that was the dead giveaway, but not that he wouldn't have got caught anyway. I mean, I definitely think he would have, but that kind of, like, I feel like if anybody had any doubts about him after watching those interviews, that kind of made you make your mind up, like, okay, it removed all doubt because of the way he was acting. And yeah, I know, like, some people that said that they knew Chris, that that was just him being nervous. Some of the workers said, well, we didn't think anything of it. That, that's just, we just thought he looked nervous or whatever. But Which very well, I mean, he was nervous, you know. So, but I'm just saying, for like us strangers or that didn't know him, I mean, to us it was like so obvious. I feel like so. And even the cops, I think even Tammy and Coder, didn't they make a remark like, it wasn't it at that last interview with him, they made a remark about how bad, and how after they seen that his interviews, they were like, okay, yeah. So I mean, so yeah, but that's weird. So he just calls in this Rusk guy, and he said the only thing that Chris said to him is, I shouldn't have talked to the media. I mean, I don't know. Okay, so I mean, you think he had to have said something else other than that, but so it's like, why did Rusk really just, that's the only thing he did tell the cops or the detective? Is that the only thing he said, or are they leaving things out? Is what I'm trying to get here. Like, oh, who was this? Sergeant Albert. So is that all that Rusk really said to this cop, like when he called, or are they leaving out something? You know what I'm saying? Because so he called. Oh no, okay, okay. So the sergeant, he contacted Christopher Rusk. Okay, but isn't that weird? Oh, the only thing that Chris said to me is I shouldn't have talked to the media. Like, was that really the only thing that Chris said to him? Number one, and if it is, I mean, that's kind of weird. That's the only thing he said. And if not, then is Rusk lying, or what? Did the cop leave out some stuff? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but it just seems weird that it was just like the one sentence is all he said that Chris said to him. So why are they leaving stuff out? But maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it is all he said. It's just, you would think there was more to the conversation. But anyway, okay. So that's that. And then I found this activity report here that I found this kind of interesting things that I must have overlooked the first time going through the discovery. So I'm going to read it here to you guys. On August 14th, 2018, I was assigned as a public information officer during the course of this investigation. During that period, I answered numerous phone calls from the media, I issued press releases, and conducted 2 separate conferences to disseminate information to the media upon approval of my commanding officers. Additionally, I answered several tips and comments pertaining to this case from the public and maintained an activity log of those calls. They are as follows. Okay, so 8/15/2018. Possible sighting of victim and children at a Sprouts Market off the Smoky Hill Road, lead passed onto 986. So remember, these are people calling in about, tips or, comments about the case. Okay, so on 8/15/2018, female party from MA called who claimed to be a psychic and foresaw their location be in a wooded area near water. I wonder, is that the one that I actually made a video, like one of my first videos, talking about that anonymous psychic that called in, and she got some of the stuff right. I mean, a lot of the stuff before they even knew what happened. I don't know if that's the one that he's talking about or not, but okay. So on 8/15/18, Sandra, mom of Shanann, called to advise that Shanann and Chris had court coming up on the 24th in W.C. Reef family matter. So, did we ever figure out what that was? I feel like it is. People were talking about that, but did we ever find out for sure, like, what that family matter was on the 24th? Like, what did they have court for? Does anybody know? Because I've heard a few different things, and I'm not sure what's true and what's not. So if somebody knows, let me know. But it was some family matter. So, Sandy called in and said, they had court. Chris and Shanann both had court coming up on the 24th. Some family matter. I don't know. Okay, so on 8/15, contacted by GPD, is a vehicle called into their office in Greeley, registered to family in Denver, not associated. So, I don't know what that's about. Okay. 8/15. So this was all on, and then there's some on 8/16. Okay, but so this is still 8/15 on 8/15. So this is 2 days after, it happened. So 8:15, friend of family Sarah Nudd called to inform that gender party of Shanann and Chris was canceled recently. Okay, another one on 8:15, Dolores Trumbull called, advised possible sighting of victim at 24-hour fitness gym down off of Arapahoe. Okay, on 8:15, Emily Boyer called advising that she was receiving strange emails from unknown person claiming to be a reporter. Emily lives in Gunnison and advised she has no relation to the case and did not understand why this was occurring. Okay, and another on 8:15, Debbie Moore from Minnesota also received strange email stating that someone from People magazine want info on case. Debbie has no affiliation of the matter. No callback requested. Okay, 8:15, possible sighting of victim at restaurant in Cook City, Montana. Remained anonymous. Okay. 8:15, Cindy DeRosset, friend of Shanann, said to check the trash cans for Thrive wrappers at house. If there are none, then that would indicate that Shanann had not been at the house because Shanann used it every day religiously. So I wonder if they really checked, because by that time, 8:15, they should have been checking that. I mean, he already took out the trash, They should have just had somebody emailed me actually, and they said with the Scott Peterson case, when Lacey was first missing, like that first day, after hours they made the house a crime scene, so nobody could get in there. Like Scott couldn't go in there and hide any evidence. I mean, like that same day it was a crime scene. So why couldn't they have done that with this? Like, that would have stopped him from being able to remove so much evidence, and then maybe we would have known a little bit more information. And can you imagine? And that's all he did. He cleaned for hours. It seems like that night. He had all night to clean up, all day. So they should have just, had that. It should have just been a crime scene right away. Because why were they able to? Because I know people, a lot of people were saying, well, it wasn't a crime scene yet. They were just missing. But if they were able to do it for the Peterson case, she was just missing at first too. So there is, I guess they are able to, right? Why were they able to make that a crime scene right away, but not able to do this? Did they screw up somehow? And they should have. They actually could have, made it a crime scene before they knew for sure, so, man, I would, to be able to, for them to be able to go through the stuff before he got his hands all over and cleaned up everything, if there was any DNA or any evidence, they could have had it. So now, because of that, that's one of the main reasons, that, along with also, him not going to trial, but also that is a huge reason why we have so many unanswered questions, because he was able to clean it all up. So now we don't know a lot, Okay, so this is the most interesting one the reason I wanted to read you this log, this activity log. Okay, so this is on 8/16. Virginia Kinch called to report a suspicious white truck seen near Highway 52 at WCR 3.5 at 1:30 hours, which is 1:30 a.m. on Monday morning, which is that morning. No identifying information on vehicle, just white truck. Who else has a white truck? Okay, so 1:30. What, were they just parked waiting for Shanann to get home? Because Shanann would have normally have been home by now, or if her plane was on time, she would already have been home. Were they just waiting for, for her to get home? Well, no. So he talked to NK till, 11:30 that night? So maybe, yeah, he could have told her, her flight's delayed, so she could have had time to go out there and, because, when a flight's delayed, they don't know exactly what time probably, so he probably didn't know for sure. So maybe she was just waiting somewhere, off the highway, waiting for her to get the call from Chris that Shanann was home. I don't know. I'm not saying, I know this is an assumption, and I'm not saying, or speculation or whatever, I'm not saying that really was her for sure. I'm just saying she does have a white truck. It was like right around the time, like right before, Shanann got home, and I don't know, suspicious. So she says suspicious, so that means it was probably like acting suspicious. It was probably just parked there for a while. Nobody getting out. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it kind of does make sense. Maybe she was just waiting to get the call from Chris. Waiting near his house. I don't know, because she does have a white truck. So whether or not it's her truck or not, but I don't know. The first time, or the first couple times I've been through the Discovery, I must have overlooked this one. But anyway, and then the last one was 816 Kyle Bounds of Jackson, MS, called to inform of suspicious comment made in one of the comment section of CBS News Channel forum related to article reported about Shanann Watts' case. A copy of that log was added to the case file. So, but is there a copy right here? I'm trying to see what that was, but where's the copy at? I don't know. I don't know where the copy is. The case log, where I could find that. But, so I don't know. I just found that kind of weird with the white truck thing. And then, actually, this kind of goes hand in hand. The other one I wanted to read to you here. Hold on one second. Oh, fine, 1 second here. It was about a gray truck now. Another one is about this gray truck, which I don't know. I mean, who has a gray truck? Someone in her family, or she has an extra truck or whatever, NK. So, I mean, was she driving the white or gray one if she was involved? I'm not sure, but this is just another thing I came across. On August 27th, 2018, at approximately 13:15 hours, Sergeant Bedsall asked Officer Dahl to respond to blah, 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 to talk with Jason. Okay, so Jason was provided a flash drive to download videos from August 13th between 13:15 hours to 14:10 hours. So, why would they want... They would want it between... That's weird. Why would they only want... Okay, to download videos, because 13:15 hours would be... Wait a minute. 1:15 to 2:10. Right? Because why would they want... That doesn't even make sense. Am I reading something wrong? Okay, so they asked him to download videos from August 13th between 13:15 hours, which is 1:15 p.m. to 14:10 hours, which is 2:10 p.m., right? And it says Jason downloaded the videos onto the flash drive. Jason said that company that he has the cameras through is Arlo. Jason said the timestamp on the video was the file name. Jason said Arlo uses the Epoch Unix time code. Jason said if you put the file name into an Epoch converter, that will give you the date and time the video was taken. Jason said that the video footage that he provided is the only footage available from the cameras. Jason said on the video with a time of 14:01, so what, 2:01 hours, you can see a gray truck heading north on Saratoga Trail. Jason said that the other video activations are of wasps that flew onto the cameras. So Officer Dahl will place a flash drive in evidence. A video of the truck was uploaded to evidence.com. But I'm wondering, because in the files that I got from Weld County, I have all the, the neighbors, the ones that had cameras. I got all the videos from that day, and there is, I wonder if this was the one that I seen, where there was a bunch, like he had some where the wasps were activating it, and then there was one where you see, it was actually Chris's truck driving by though. So I wonder if they wanted that time because Chris left, and they wanted to see if it was Chris's truck because he knew he was going at that time, because that would have been after the cops were already there. Because they got there, like 12 or 1 or wait. Oh, maybe that was... I don't know. I'm thinking because when I went through all the tapes, that one... I think it was that one, but I'm not even sure. I just know one of one of the neighbors had a video of Chris's truck driving by, like in that day or whatever. So I'm thinking maybe that's why they wanted that for that time. But I mean, wouldn't they have known, because he was under surveillance? So why did they pick that hour? Like, why did they want to know between that hour? You know, I mean, if they knew, they had the surveillance, then what's the big deal that they wanted to see his car drive by? I'm not sure, but it says gray truck though, so that's why I'm not sure if it's the same one. But I know out of all the video surveillances that they got, all the neighbors, the only thing that really had anything in it regarding the case was that one, and I don't know if it's this one, but one that had video of Chris's truck driving by. So, and then all the other ones were either like bugs or like people. There was this one neighbor that had a camera, and there was a big list of all the times that it was activated, but it was just them outside, like, you know, the kids out playing and the mom was doing something, so it kept activating it. But and then the other one was like a wasp that kept activating it, so I'm thinking this is his. And then there was one where you see Chris's truck drive by. So I don't know if they're talking about that, but his truck was actually brown. But, you know, this cop maybe looked at it, to him it looked gray, because I could see, you know, somebody maybe calling it gray, you know. Maybe, I mean, that could just be what they meant. But it's weird because it's like, they wanted to download the videos from, so this guy, you know, he had a surveillance and they only wanted the video from that hour. Like, why did the cop pick that hour and say, oh, look at those at that hour and download those videos? Like, why did they pick that hour? You know, what were they looking for? So, but anyway, so that's that. And then I wanted to read you guys, let me see here. Okay, so just this consent 25. Okay, so in the morning at 8:15, so the synopsis is a consent search of, so when they did the search, I'm just going to read you one of the officers. Let me see who's doing this one. Let me see who it is. Matthew Saylor. I think it's Matthew Saylor. Yeah, Agent Matthew Saylor. Okay, so synopsis. Consent search of 2825 Saratoga Trail on the morning of 8:15:18. Action taken. On 8:15:18 at approximately 600 hours, so that's 6 a.m., CBI Agent Matthew Saylor, responded to 2825 Saratoga Trail in the town of Frederick, Weld County, Colorado, to conduct a search of the residence. Consent had been granted by the owner, Chris Watts, the previous evening during a videotaped interview. Additionally, Watts gave consent to any and all testing and collection of evidence that was deemed necessary, specifically the use of alternate light sources for the detection of the presence of blood evidence. Upon arrival, I met with CBI crime scene analyst David Yoakum, Frederick Police Department Detective Dave Baumhover, and Frederick Police Department Officer Steve Walleye. Detective Baumhover contacted Watts by phone to obtain the code for the lock on the front door, allowing us access to the residence. Upon entering the residence, we located a dachshund in a small kennel in the area near the garage pedestrian door and placed the animal outside in the closed backyard. And another thing, I was always wondering, where was that dog when they were over, you know, before Chris got home, and, you know, Nick Wagason was trying to get in, and then they called the cops, and the cops were trying to get in, knocking, and why didn't we hear him barking at all? Like, where was the dog then? Wouldn't we have heard him barking? I mean, he definitely had to have been barking. Look how much he barked when, you know, they were inside and stuff. But, like, wouldn't we have heard him? I swear I never heard a dog barking. You know, with them pounding on the door and yelling, there's no way he wasn't barking. Where did they have him? Does anybody know? Okay, CSA Yoakum took overall photographs of the residence, and we then began our search. I noted that the residence was very neat and orderly. Yeah, also, I mean, I know they kept it neat and orderly anyway, but this was on 8:15. This is after he had already cleaned the whole place. He had like all day, all night, and then all, you know, some of the day. So basically all night into the morning, you know, on Monday. to clean before anybody got there. I don't know what time everybody got there, like Tuesday, but Monday, you know, after he had his friends over, remember they all left because he said I gotta clean. So it sounded like he stayed up, you know, almost all night cleaning, and then even into the morning or whatever, you know. So he had hours of cleaning. And then he also, I mean, I don't know if they were there all day the next day, but I'm sure he had some time in between there to clean. But it sounded like he did most of his cleaning that night, that Monday night. So, okay, so CSA Yoakum took overall photos of the residence and we began our search. So the items in the kitchen cupboard were organized and labeled. The items in the basement were all organized and packaged, many in plastic totes. I noted that the clothing in the closets were neat and orderly, arranged by clothing type and color. The only exception was the office and its adjoining closet, which had clutter on the desk and items strewn on the floor. The office and closet were in contrast to the remainder of the house. I noted that all of the beds had been made. As I was advised that on previous consent searches of the residence, the kids' beds were unmade, and the master bedroom bed was stripped of its bedding. CSA Yoakum conducted Blue Star testing of the bathrooms, stairs, entryway to the garage, and bedrooms, and no presumptive blood was located. During the search, I was advised that FBI agent Tori Smith was responding to the residence to assist in downloading the contents of the router in the residence. So I wonder what they found on the router. It must not have been anything too interesting, but Special Agent Smith arrived and connected to the router with his laptop. Special Agent Smith took screenshots documenting his connection to the router and router settings. It should be noted that the router time was set to 8 Pacific time, US Canada. So there is a 2-hour discrepancy with local time, Mountain Daylight Time. Special Agent Smith downloaded the router log and provided me with copies of all the screenshots and log, which are attached to this report. The router was collected as evidence. See Special Agent Smith's report for additional details. Oh, so maybe there is some details about that. I feel like that though there wasn't anything that I found like on the router that was anything much. You know, when I read it through the discovery the first time, unless if I missed, I'll have to see that part to see Special Agent Smith's report. I'll have to look for it. Okay. During the search of the residence, it was noted that the trash cans throughout the residence, such as those in the bathrooms and bedrooms, had been emptied. Of course, he didn't leave anything. Like, he cleaned, emptied, and then the trash even got picked up. So, like, all the evidence is gone. I mean, what's the point of them even getting any evidence? He got rid of anything important. You know, you guys are too late. You're 2 days too late, you know? Anyway. The trash bags from those trash cans were located in the kitchen trash can. Okay, well, I guess he didn't take them all out. Underneath those trash bags, we located a bed sheet and 3 pillowcases. The bed sheet and 1 pillowcase had an unknown dark substance that appeared to be smeared on them. The bed sheet and pillowcases were photographed and collected as evidence. Okay, so I wonder why he didn't take those out with the trash. Or because did they come Monday or it was too late? Or because do you think because, you know, he knew that they knew about, I mean, because they were there the day before Monday and they knew about the sheets. So would they have asked about them? Like, where are those sheets? Oh, they threw them away, you know. I'm just confused why he just put them in the trash and didn't even try to hide them, basically. So weren't they going to wonder, like, why are you throwing them away? Or, because I know you know what he said, because, the one was missing, right? Isn't that what he said? So, like, he threw away the rest, but wouldn't they wonder what happened to the one? And why, I mean, you just decide to throw them away now when everything is going on, you know? Like, how stupid was he? I don't know. Like, how did he even think that, I could have, you know, the sheets and pillowcases in the trash, you know, so when they search, I mean, they're going to see them. The one sheet's going to be missing, the fitted sheet, but they're not going to suspect me. Like, oh, no, I'm good. What? Like, I don't know. This guy is either really dumb or was just praying that some kind of miracle would happen, because he knew he was just screwed, and just hoping I don't know. Okay, anyway, I located an Apple Watch on the nightstand of the master bedroom that was later determined to belong to Chris Watts. I also located an Apple MacBook Pro on the desk in the office. Watts was again contacted by phone and he gave consent to seize any electronic devices located in the residence. These were collected as evidence. An Apple Watch determined to belong to Shanann Watts was located on a couch in the upstairs loft area underneath the throw pillows. So my question is, it was located when when they came in to do the search, that's when they found it under the throw pillows. So when they found Shanann's phone, like in the same couch, because they found it in the couch upstairs in the loft, they said in between cushions, did they just not end up finding the Apple Watch? I mean, they're looking through the couch, right? If it was Nick that supposedly found it, but now we know there's a couple different stories of how that was found. But whatever happened, and whoever found the phone, I don't know if it was Chris or Nick, or I know one of the reports even says Nicole Atkinson brought it over and found it. I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, how they say it happened in the discovery is not how it happened in the, when you watch it on the film. Armchair Detective did just did a video on that. So, it's just weird because the way they write the reports, the one officer, he described it and it wasn't how it happened. So I don't know. I just got sidetracked here. I kind of went off the subject. So my point is, whoever found that, the phone, they had to have been like searching through the couch, under and in between the cushions. They find the phone. So let's say Nick found it, okay? Or Nick and Chris. I think it almost was like Nick and Chris were kind of together looking for it. So maybe Chris and Nick were right there, and then Nick is the one that actually pulled it out of the couch. Whatever. I'm not sure how it happened. But anyway, how didn't they find the Apple Watch if it was just underneath the pillows on that same couch? So I'm not sure if it's because Chris just put it there afterwards, for some reason. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But this guy's saying when they did the search, they located her Apple Watch underneath the throw pillows on the couch upstairs in the loft area. So the watch was collected as evidence. An Apple iPad was found in a backpack underneath the desk in the office, which was also collected as evidence. An Amazon Echo smart home device was located on the kitchen counter and was collected as evidence. But to go back to the Apple Watch, so wonder if Chris was kind of scared because he was scared about something that Apple Watch would have maybe said. Well, one thing is because everybody knew she always wore it, so because I'm just wondering why, he knew they were coming to search. So was he trying to hide it, thinking they weren't going to find it under the pillows of the couch? Or because I don't know if it could have been there when they were all searching and they found the phone, because I really think that Nick would have found it because they were looking through the couch, right? Unless if it really was Chris that found the phone, so he knew, where the Apple Watch was, so he made sure he didn't pull that out. He just pulled the phone out. Because if Nick was searching through the couch and found the phone, he would have saw the Apple Watch too. You would think, so maybe Chris is the one that got the phone. Or maybe Chris put that Apple Watch there after for some reason. And then, is he really thinking they're doing a search of his house that they're not going to find it? Why wouldn't he just taken it with him and thrown it away or something? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. But I just wonder, like, if he was worried that something on there, because wonder if she had it on her and then it would kind of show. Well, no, because they went through, yeah, that's right, they went through the information, and I'll have to go back and see, but I feel like it didn't really show much. I'm gonna have to find it in the discovery about her activity from it, but I feel like it wasn't very, didn't really prove any, or just, it didn't really show. There wasn't really much to it, I feel like, because I remember going through it and I wasn't like, it was just like, it wasn't that interesting, so Anyway, okay, so yeah, so they took the iPad, they took the Amazon Echo. So in searching the garage, I located a cardboard shipping box from Amazon inside the trash dumpster. Inside the box, I found a marriage improvement book that appeared to be brand new. And we know that that Shanann bought Chris to read, and she had the same book. Remember, she bought her and him one so they could read it and try to improve their marriage. And what does he do? He just throws it in the trash. I had earlier received information that Shanann Watts had sent a marriage improvement book to her husband, Chris Watts. The book was photographed and collected as evidence. All items of evidence were photographed by CSA Yoakum and packaged and collected by Officer Walleye. See the reports for additional information. Prior to exiting the residence, we let the dog back inside, but were unable to secure him back in his kennel. We secured the residence and left. End of report. Wow, they weren't able to, wonder if, obviously he was in the kennel that day, so they must always keep him in the kennel maybe. If they leave, because Shanann's usually there working from home, so if they leave, they must put him in the kennel, because obviously he had to have been in the kennel when that morning, because when they were knocking, he would have been coming up to the door, and it must have been somewhere where you wouldn't even be able to hear him bark. But anyway, it's kind of messed up though that they didn't secure him. They just let him go when I don't know, when they found him secured, but they just let him roam the house. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. So, about that white truck, that's got me wondering. At 1:30 in the morning on the highway, the suspicious white truck, that Monday morning, 1:30, and then that gray truck, which I'm thinking is just Chris's truck, and they're mistaking it for gray. He's just calling it gray when it's brown, because it kind of looks like a grayish brown in a way. Especially if you see this video, if it's the video that I'm thinking of, that I've seen, it is Chris's truck driving by, and it's just so quick. And I mean, I could see somebody kind of describing it as gray. And that they wanted it at that time, between 1 and 2 that day. So what was going on that they're like, ooh, we want your security footage from that day and that time at 1 something to 2 p.m. So. And this is it. So after Chris had already been home. So that was where did he go? Because if that is the one I'm talking about, you see his truck driving by. But wouldn't that be the time he was at home? Or maybe they came in and then, that was the time he was at home, but wasn't that the time that the cops were still there? Or was it right after they left and then he left? So maybe that's why they wanted to see after the cops left. Maybe that was the time after everybody left to see what Chris did if he left. And if that is the case, he is. That is him driving. He does leave, so I don't know where he's going. Maybe that's when he goes to that house. Remember, he told the realtor he checked out that house that she wanted him to check out. So I don't know. Maybe that's when he checked that out. I'm not sure. But also probably getting rid of some evidence. So anyway, so let me know what you guys think of that too. And then this Apple Watch thing. Do you think it was there when Nick found the phone? And if it was, then that makes me think that maybe Chris is the one that found it, because if Nick was looking through the couch, how wouldn't he have seen it just right under the pillow? Unless if Chris put it there after, which why would he put it there after, in the same spot he hit the phone, and then knowing they were going to come over and search? It'd be better off just leaving it out in the open rather than, it looks more suspicious hiding. And it's not like they weren't going to find it, so I don't know. It makes me think that it was just there the whole time. But just let me know what you guys think. And and if you have any requests for any parts of the discovery that you want me to do a read through, if any interviews you want me to read, or of course I always take case recommendations, and I know I haven't gotten to many other cases recently, and I'm so sorry for that. Hopefully I'll be able to work on another case too a little bit. But right now, I've been spending time just going through this discovery and stuff. So yeah, I look forward to reading your comments, and thank you for watching, and have a good day, guys. Bye.